What up? What up? Back at it. 187 New Breed. Back at it one more time. Talking shit, taking names, whatever. First off, I wanna speak on I wanna speak on this interracial dating. I've been meaning to speak on it, ever since I done YouTube videos. So I just brought it upon myself to talk about it, because one of the things that I wanted to talk on it on, I was reading this book. I've been reading a lot of interracial dating books. I read this book also, like the past couple weeks. I read this book called Don't Bring a White Boy, or Don't Bring a White Boy, by some black light-skinned female or something, and it started to make me think. I mean, it was an okay book. Some of the stuff, was kind of very far-fetched, but it just made me really want to talk about the interracial dating, because nowadays black men are doing interracial dating. It's not because they don't like black women, it's just because they don't discriminate against any race. You see something you like, it don't matter what kind of race, long as you're attracted to them or whatever, that's what matters. But there are some brothers that will just don't want to deal with them, don't want to deal with black women because their egos, or because they don't, because they can't stand them, or sometimes even they need a break from them, which I can understand, because sometimes if you date a lot of black women, they will fuck your mind up. So, you know what I'm saying? But also, for black women, you can date outside of your race too. It's not like y'all haven't done it. You just have this thing where you think you just wanna date black men, or you wanna date black men, but it's almost like you have this thing about you afraid to go outside of your race, because you don't want to get dissed by not only your family, but your friends and everything like that. And I think that's another reason some people don't do interracial dating, because they don't want to get they don't want to get the backlash from friends, family, strangers, just outside of box. And they mentioned that in the book too. A lot of black women don't want to go outside their race because they feel like they want to. A lot of the times, black women don't find white men attractive too. That's one thing too about why black women don't do interracial dating with white guys, Asians, and stuff like that, because that's one of the reasons why. But I condone interracial dating because, I like all races. There's a lot of men who like all races, but with black men, a lot of us, just because we'll date a person outside of our race, it doesn't mean we don't like black women. That's what black women have to really understand. And with black women too, just because they date outside their race don't mean that they don't like black men. I mean, there's some that will say it blatantly that they don't like black men, but I hate that. I hate when a person just says, "Oh, I'm just gonna disrate my own race just to be with this person, or just to not deal with them, or just be racist or whatever." You hate to see that, but at the same time, I kind of get it, because sometimes when you date a certain race, you kind of get tired and just you just want to date a different melting pot of people, and I can understand that, if that's what you want to do, but don't just do it just to please people or whatnot. Do it because you want to do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be like, oh, you're doing a favor for somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you should try this, or a white man is better for you, and he treats you better, and all this other, I hate hearing black women saying that, like, oh, a white guy will treat you better. He don't be honking horns and stuff, and like they do that shit too. You know what I'm saying? So that's one part of it. Also, too, white men, don't get this shit twisted. Okay, there's quite a few white guys that do like black women, and there's a lot of them that like ass. So I know a lot of people say, well, white men, they don't like ass. So there's a lot of people that like ass. So that's one way of saying it. But then at the same time, with white men, a lot of white men will date black women because of sexual, you know, for the sex and all that stuff. So that's another reason, you know, why white men will date black women, because, you know, sexual, and it'll be some kind of competition in the sex, and, you know, it's always going to be a struggle with the sex. So that's some reason. Now, there's some that love them, but then this is not just black, this is women in general. You have to understand this. You're going to be judged by the way you look. Just how with us guys, we're going to be judged by the way we make our paper. That's just the truth. That's just the main truth. We're going to be judged by our paper. They're going to be judged by the way they look. Okay, so just deal with it. Especially if you're dealing with interracial dating, because there's some white women that'll fuck you up even harder than these black women and these Asians. Now, some of these Asian chicks, some Asian chicks are cool, but then there's some that they'll give you like this little dirty ass look, like, or they'll just give you a excuse on why not to talk to them. Or sometimes it's the families too, because sometimes, you know, this is with whites, and this is another interracial thing too. The families won't condone you going out with a person outside of your race, your friends, and all, you know, all kinds of stuff. So you're gonna catch all kind of backlash, not, you know, from a lot of people. So you gotta have tough skin if you want to date interracial. You know what I'm saying? Because even when you out with somebody, because I've caught this when I've been out with, you know, with white chicks too. Because I've seen, you know, black women look up and give me this little look like, what you doing with this white chick, and why you got to deal with the white chicks, and you can't deal with us. And a lot of the times when we talk to them, you're not going to give us the time of day anyway. So it's like you in between a rock and a hard place. So, you know, with that, you take that in mind. But also, it's tough to deal, you know, with interracial dating, because you're going to catch it. You know, there's a lot of books on it. So I've been reading a lot of books on interracial dating, but you got to have very tough skin to deal with this. To deal with another race. Even with Mexicans, there's this thing on Mexicans that they don't like, you know, brothers. Mexican women, there's some Mexican women, Puerto Rican, Latin, that do like brothers. And, you know, a lot of Latin women are just like sisters. So it's almost like they fiery like them. They have that. They might be a little bit more thicker body-wise than, you know, black women. But, you know, you take it as it is. I mean, you like, basically, you can like who you want to like. If you want to date interracial, you want to date interracial. If you want to date in your same race, that's cool too. But you got to know there's some consequences in everything, in dating, in everything. You know, even in the workplace, people will find out you interracially dating somebody, or they'll see who you with, then they'll have a problem. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that it's always going to be something with when you interracially dating with somebody, or just dating somebody, period. Now, there's some, you know, like I said, with white guys, they'll just date sisters because of the sex, or, you know, they'll date a certain type of black woman. You know what I'm saying? They'll deal with a certain type of black. A lot of them will just deal with the Naomi Campbell, dark skin, skinny, or the Zoe Zaldanas, or there's some that they'll take that'll look like somebody like Kenya Moore or something like that. But you know, they do that. They interracial date too. Black women do it. There's black men that do Asians, you know, Asian women. You don't hear too many black women with Asian dudes, or you see a lot of them with Mexicans and also Arabs too. Now, you see a lot of that in like the Dearborn area, Dearborn, Michigan. You'll see that in Taylor, where like Taylor is like the epitome. It's like you see a lot of interracial dating, and Westland, Michigan too. But there's a lot of cities throughout the United States and in the world that condone interracial dating. Now there's still this little racism mentality, you know, people, they don't like seeing that, or they'll, you know, whatever. It's always this, why is you with this person? Why you gotta go interracially? Or, and then there's some black dudes that when they see a chick, a fine chick, and they see they with a white dude, they'll get pissed off too. So I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, but we just gotta face the facts. You can date whoever you want to date, but it don't matter what race, you know, religion, whatever. Because sometimes the religion is another reason why a person will not go interracial, because of religion, the different kind of religions. You know, one person can be Buddhist, one person can be Christian. You know, so there's always a backlash in the religion. Also, too, with interracial dating, while some people don't want to do interracial dating, is because of the kids. A lot of you know, black and white, they want to, you know, with the kids, or some of them just have a kid by the opposite race just to have a beautiful kid. And I never got that. That just seems stupid to me. But a lot of them like, okay, they're gonna be whiter, they're gonna be beautiful, or I'll just have a kid by this person because I want a kid that's beautiful, cute, and I can benefit off of that, and they'll have an advantage in life and stuff like that. Now with some of these Mexicans and stuff, they'll just want to get big with you because they want to get that green card too. So you got to watch out for that too. That can be the tricky thing on it. But again, this interracial dating, you're gonna go through some stuff. So you got to be very precise in who you mess with. Don't get into no struggle with our families, and because there's a lot more interracial dating that's going on. You know, some of the same race, you know, relationships is kind of dropping now. It seems like it's kind of dropping every year. So, you know, and being that there's not too many blacks in the United States, they're about 6 to 10% or somewhere around, maybe lower. But you know, the black relationships is kind of tumbling down a little bit. But I'm gonna speak on that on another video on black relationships. But with this interracial dating, it's just you got to, if you really want this, if you really want to date a person outside of your race, make sure this is what you want to do. Don't just alienate of your own race, you know, on some hate shit. You know what I'm saying? Just if you want to date somebody, date them, but don't just alienate. I hope I said that shit right. But don't just discard your own race just because you just be like, oh, okay, I want to deal with just this type of people. You know, just whites. I just want to deal with that. You know, some people like that. I mean, if that's who you want to date, that's who you want to date. But don't just discard your own race and just on some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Or I'ma just, you know, what one woman did, I'm just gonna not deal with another race anymore. You know, because there's a lot of black women that fuck me over, But then I'm not gonna sit here and just be like, oh, all black women are bad, they terrible, they hoes, they bitches, all that. I'm not gonna say that because I know every female is not the same. So I can't judge every female. I can't do that. I know that. So that's how you gotta look at it. You know, when you out and about, when you in clubs and stuff like that, you know, and then also too with the interracial thing, you gotta watch out for if you go interracial, you gotta watch out for the people who wanna act a certain race, or just because they're around you, they wanna act like your race or something like that. That's something you really gotta watch out for. You see it all the time in clubs. You'll see a dude, you know, just acting white, dressing white, talking white, or you got a white chick that'll just be in like these little baggy ass clothes with a hat tilt to the back and all this other shit, looking like a damn DJ and shit. So that's something you really gotta watch out on. You know, you just gotta be smart in the date. You just gotta be smart. More and more, you see a lot of interracial marriages. You know, you see a lot of you know, you just see a lot. And then with YouTube, you'll hear all this stuff about, you know, black men dissing black women dissing black men, you know, whites dissing whites, Mexican men. You see all this stuff, and it's almost, and I've done it too in the past, and I haven't just come to a point where I just say, oh, okay, fuck them, fuck, you know, this, but you know, you still have to realize that there's somebody for everybody, modern what kind of race. I mean, I made the video on why American women ain't shit, but a lot of them ain't shit though. So, spoke of the heart. But just realize who you wanna date, be with. If it's another race, let it be another race. If it's your own race, you wanna keep things good. And also too, with black men, you dating outside your race, sometimes a lot of these white girls can be goofy, crazy, out there, you know, on some idiot shit. So you gotta watch out for that. You gotta really realize that you dating or messing with the right white person, Mexican, Asians, because Asians will mess you up too, Mexicans most definitely. But with black women too, you know, a lot of Arabs like y'all. I've noticed a lot of Arabs really like y'all. A lot of Arab guys, a lot of Mexicans, Latinos. So there's other races that like y'all too. But you notice a lot of other races ain't really checking for them because, you know, sometimes it's the same as, you know, certain black men ain't messing with them. You know, it could be the same reason, or they just don't want to deal with the attitude and stuff like that. But to black women, if you want to have men coming at y'all, you gotta do something about your attitude, the way you walk, and the way you guys dress. You can send a lot of signals with that. So this is not me trying to get on y'all case. It's me helping you out on what you need to do for more men to attract. You know what I'm saying? To come up to you. You don't want a guy to come up to you, you know, on some whistling, riding down the street, honking your horns and all this other stuff. You want a man to come up to you presentably, not on no baby type stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So, another point on this too, I gotta say this again. If you want an interracial date, do what you gotta do. Don't just do it because of your friends and everybody else. Do it because you want to. Because you don't want to get into a relationship because of your friends and then all of a sudden it ends. And then you wonder what the hell happened. You know what I'm saying? So, watch on that. Watch on that. for guys who is on this whole that want to go international to get other chicks international, or other, or with women go international to get guys and stuff like that, I gotta tell you this: there's a different vibe going outside the country, but then there's still some women that still act crazy down there too. They on some Rihanna type shit, but you don't want to go through that. So there's still the cautions on that. You know what I'm saying? So when you go interracial dating, really do your research and then get into the stories on that, because there's a lot of kidnapping going on in these international states, and then with the people internationally too, it's a lot of diseases out there too, especially with the women down there, like Brazil and South America, all that. So you gotta really be focused and really know what you're doing when it comes to this dating thing, interracial. Because the same thing can happen in America. I know, because some dudes want to move outside the country because, be with the women there, and then it's a whole new ball game and stuff. Yeah, it's a different thing down there, but it can still be the same stuff. It can still be the same attention stuff, all that stuff. It can still go down like that. So you got to be smart on where you go too. So it's definitely different from American chicks and international chicks, which I'm gonna talk about that too on a later video. But you date interracial, you gotta be smart. You gotta be smart about who you date, man, because you never know, that person can get you killed. You go to the wrong side of town, you get jumped. So you gotta be thorough and if this is what you want to do. It's almost like dating the right person is like the right college to go to. This is going to be very important. It's like one of the most important decisions in your life. Because you know how people tell you college is the most important decision in your life? Well, dating somebody right is, because, let's face it, the dating scene is fucked up in America. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. I'm just gonna go out and say it. It's fucked up. So you have to really do your research on this, and this is for men and women. You know what I'm saying? So do what you gotta do. Now, with the Mexicans, some blacks, will date Mexicans, or Mexicans will date blacks. It's just with Latin women too. A lot of them kind of, I don't know what it is. They get something goes on when they hit a certain age. They start to get, their bodies start looking rough, and they just let themselves go after a certain age. When a lot of guys really come at them and stuff like that, they just come at them, and then they get fatter, and they'll still have the thickness, but then other things just start getting fatter, and it's just to a point, they'll start getting older, and then once they hit a certain age, they start looking like George Lopez. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta really do that, because also the best type of Latin, Puerto Rican, Mexican chicks, the best ones to get is the ones that's between 18 to, I want to say, 26, 27, because once they hit 30, everything starts to change. It's like you don't know no more. Them little lines start coming in the face, them wrinkles, and they start looking like Droopy the dog and shit sometimes. So, and not all of them, just most of them do. But you gotta watch out for that too. It's crazy. I noticed, because a lot of the times you see that, and it's just like, okay, why is this person looking all older and we the same age? So that has something to do with it. But then also too, I have to say this too, men it's almost like the more with men, and I hate to say it, but it's the truth. But men, it seems like the older men are, it's like the better their stock is. Now with women, the older they get, the lower their stock is. So you'll see a chick that's maybe 40, 50, whatever, she'll lose stock, especially if she'll have kids or something like that. So she'll lose a lot of stock because all these younger chicks and that's in their late teens and 20s, early 30s, they catching up, and then the 40 and up ones is like they trying to still hang on. So it's kind of sour. So gotta watch out for that too. So just gotta bring that up. But if you want to do interracial dating, do what you gotta do. But just to let you know, it's a whole lot of backlash between it. So you gotta do what you gotta do. So it is what it is, man. So got a damn call coming in. Hold on. Call coming in. Hello? Yeah. Hey man, I'm like doing a video right now, interracial dating. Yeah. I mean, you wanna chime in on it, or you want me to just hit you back, or what? Yes, sir. No, just all about interracial dating, just everything on interracial dating. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Hold on. But just got a call from my man Paul Pacino, so he want to chime in on the interracial dating too, man. So I'ma just give it to Paul and let him talk about interracial dating. So here you go. All right, Paul, man.
Yeah, what's good, man?
What's going on, man?
Chilling. So, here's my advice on the interracial dating. I mean, people have the right to be with whoever they want to be with, as long as it's not on some racist shit. Like, you have black men saying, I want to date white women, or Brazilian women, or Hispanic women, or any woman in particular, because I hate black women.
Right.
Same with black women want to date other men that's not black because they got issues with a black man.
Yeah.
As long as you love that person because you really love them, and you're not with them, because you like their features, you like the fact that they're not what you date on a regular basis. To me, it's not a big deal.
Right.
Because what I don't like is when people want to judge, want to criticize you and attack you because you're not dating within your race. I mean, you even have some people from another race. They stay in the cage, they in their own race, because that's what their family wants.
Right.
And my thing is, when you get older and you got your own living lifestyle, no. Better yet, when you get older and you're on your own, you're making your own money, you're doing your own, doing your own thing, you date who you want to date. It's like that movie with Lance Gross. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Lance Gross or Gross. It was about him marrying a Mexican woman.
Yeah. And also, you see a lot of these interracial movies and stuff like that that's been coming out for the past few years, especially movies like Something New and, you know, movies like that you know, that you see interracial dating and a person, you know, don't trust or don't want to deal with interracial dating and dealing with white, you know, with black women dealing with white guys, and, you know, other movies where you see, or something like, you know, Diary of a Retired Black Man too, to a point where, you know, he was dating all kinds of racists because of the stuff that went down with him. But it just, and then also another point too, and you just mentioned this, it doesn't matter what type of race that you deal with, long as you love the person. It shouldn't matter what the race is. It's just a matter if you just love this person. And that's what a lot of people got to understand, because, you know, people are so afraid to get into interracial dating because of their friends and, you know, all this other stuff. That's
the thing. Who gives a damn about what your family and friends say?
Right.
You wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's not just black people. It's a lot of race of people. You know what I'm saying? From different ethnicities.
Mm-hmm.
They look at another race and they just have this fake ass. So my thing is, let me tell you something. You think your race of people going to treat you better all the time? You got nothing coming. You got, you know what I'm saying? You have to learn how to spread the love. You got to learn how to open yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just staying with your own people.
Mm-hmm.
All this crap, you know what I'm saying? We gotta keep the black family together. We gotta keep the white family together. Build your own family the way you want to build it.
Right, exactly.
So once you're grown, you have your career, you're making money, things is bad for you. Who cares what your friends and family want for you? It should be what you want for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you go along what your family and friends want, and you want it, and you know that's not what you want, you're not being your own leader.
Right.
You're being a follower.
Right.
And that goes to both men and women. It's like, okay, if I be out my race, my family going to disown me, and my friends is not going to be there anymore. Oh well, fuck them.
Right. They don't need to be around your circle anyway.
Right.
So,
Now let me make this perfectly clear.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to date a man or woman out of your race, you got to do it right, and you have to make sure that's the person you want to be with,
mm-hmm.
and both y'all got to understand it. Wherever you go, people are going to be hating on you.
Right.
Especially when you got, well, here's what it kills me. If a black woman going with a black man, really, black men, well, you know some black men hating like, damn, yo, why you dating a white dude for?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, how the hell he going to handle all that junk in the trunk?
Right.
The same with a white dude, a black man going out with a white woman, or let's say, a woman that looks white, but she's not American white.
Right.
She could probably be from Europe or London or Britain.
Mm-hmm. Or even light skin.
He's not out for a bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he don't want him a sister, so he has to get him a white, you know what I'm saying, one of those ice cream cones.
Right.
I mean, look, do what the hell you want, because you don't want to leave this earth always being a puppet master to not the society, but just, you know, your family and friends.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You and that person love each other, who the fuck cares?
Exactly. That's what it really boils down to, man. It's just, if this is the person that you want to be with, you know, I mean, you gonna go through things when you out and about. You're gonna have people looking at you strange. You gonna have, I mean, it just comes with the territory. That's why when I was saying earlier, man, too, that you got to be a strong-minded person if you want to go interracial dating, because all the stuff that people are going to say, give you these dirty looks, you know, it's just going to happen. And people got to understand that that's the kind of stuff that is going to happen when you go interracial date somebody. But even if you deal with the same race, you still going to have to deal with certain people hating on you, or if a girl looks a certain way, you got to deal with these guys that's going to try to throw fights at you and try to provoke you and stuff like that. Even with the women, they'll have other women hating on you because she looks good, and people want to do something about that too. So either way, when you're dealing with a person, you're gonna go through some shit anyway. It just comes with that's just how dating is. So people gotta look at it like that. But you date who you want to date, plain and simple. And plus you'll have all these people that don't want to date like you said before, don't want to date their own people. They have this little self-hate shit going on within their own race. So they're like, well, fuck it, I'm not gonna deal with them. Or also what I said earlier too, man, on the video, is that they let one person in the same race dictate them from not dealing with a race, so they just gonna go to another race. So you'll have a lot of people doing that also. And you hate to see that, but that's just how it is. So, you know, and also too, and I have to bring this up also again, just because you date outside of your race doesn't mean that you hate your own race. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of people got to understand, especially in the black community, because a lot of people, you know, with sisters too.
Well, hold on now, let's be fair. It's not just the black community.
It's the white too.
Attitude.
Yeah.
Other race, no. It's a lot of communities where, you know, their thing is, well, why do you want to date him or her for? I mean, why can't you just keep it within, you know what I'm saying, the family? Like, Italians, Jews, some Hispanics, some Dominicans. You know, it's like they look at black people and see us as a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and other race of people from foreign countries. So, you know, it's like, the way I see it, it's like I said, man, you can't look at everybody and be like, okay, I'm not going to date you because if I date you, my family's going to hate me for it and disown me.
Right.
Okay, so then you going to listen to what your family has to know. You want to let your family rule your life for the rest of your life when you should be able to date whoever the hell you want because you're grown.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, that's on them, man. I mean, you want to be stupid to, you know, other people in their ignorance, then hey, knock yourself out. But me, I'm going to date who I want to date.
Right.
It's too to be dating within your race because that's just a thing to do. But anyway, I'm done with that. I'm gonna let you finish up.
Yeah. For sure. But
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say on that note, we're gonna put a special ending on this, on the interracial dating. Again, I gotta thank Paul Pacino for chiming in on the interracial dating and his input. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.